Hey guys, Jesse with Texas Bushcraft and
Air with Texas Bushcraft.
We're out here at the Limepasis River underneath the bridge on the Limepasis Bridge. We're going to be heading down to the island. This is Bear's first time out here. We're going to take you along on the ride, show you the trail a little bit, and I'm going to spare you us stumbling down this bridge here, but I'll get back to you once we get down there.
Giant ranger bands.
1 foot in width.
You can use them to attach people to things.
I don't know about that one. Alright guys, so I'm going to spin you around just to show you what we're dealing with. It's not too bad. We'll be following the river, and matter of fact, I'll go ahead and point you guys forward just so you can see it from our point of view. You can kind of tell that the trail's been passed many times, but once we get up to a certain area, the trail kind of stops, and that's where people are less inclined to be walking.
Patch up that inner tube and just float down the river.
Patch up with what?
Most definitely got plenty of duct tape on it.
Yeah, the tape fixes everything. Limepasis River. It's about as high as it gets around now. It's actually a little bit higher than normal because of the rain recently. Tons of moss.
I was kind of wondering about that.
Actually, once it starts getting warmer, that moss will dry up.
Tiny little pond back there. And you were saying what?
Hey guys, we made it to the island. We're gonna be staying the night out here. Bear's brought some stuff for jambalaya tonight, and I got some breakfast stuff, eggs and bacon. We're just gonna have a good time, not worry too much about some stuff. But on the other side of the river, on the other side of the island, there's a spot that has wild onions. So we're gonna go up there, and hopefully there'll be some up there. And I don't know if I've said it in previous videos, but wintertime seems to be the best time for wild onions. Maybe not finding them, but their taste, because all the nutrients in the plant itself go down to the roots to protect it from the winter. The same way with the spring. That's why during spring the flowers and the nuts and such as that are always the best, because all the nutrients are going up there. But anyway, so we're gonna go up to that patch of wild onions, and hopefully there'll be some, and I'll show you some, and we'll cook some tonight.
Alright, so that's the hackberries.
They're out of season. They're really dry.
Yeah,
but
more like fruit leather than berries right now.
Yeah, they're not bad. Right now, like I said, they're really dry. So.
But they're really sweet, like candy.
So if you can see up here, it goes off to the left, and then it comes off to the right too. Right up on top of that peak, if you want to call it that. Sorry about the wind, by the way. There's a good amount of wild onions. Hopefully, I'm sure the shoots are going to be really small, so we're going to have to probably dig around a little bit to find them. But I guess we'll just get back to you when we get up there. We got to cross a little bit of water. Alright guys, so we found our wild onion here. First identifying factor is the smell, really. I mean, if it smells like onion, even though these have a small hint of garlic in them, you'll definitely notice a distinctive smell. But if you're still kind of worried, you can see this red here, and that's only on the wild onion. And some of these, depending on the ground, will grow really deep, and some of these really shallow. Look, this one looks like it might be a little deep. If the ground is really hard and compact or really sandy, then it won't grow very shallow at all. But this ground is kind of soft, so it looks like the bulb might be right there.
Yeah, I think that is.
and they don't get very big. You'll get them a little bit bigger than what he's pulling out here. Let me get this in better. You'll get them a little bit bigger than that, but because it's not really winter, but spring now pretty much. But they're going to be pretty small. But these are the best tasting one in my opinion. So we're going to gather some more. And if you just want to look at the leaves by themselves, they look like just regular, you know, Johnson grass, just any grass that you'd see. But like I said, just snap off a piece, smell it. It smells like onion. More than likely it is onion. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some. If you can see, I don't know how well you can see on this on the camera, but I mean, this whole patch, all right here is wild onion. We're gonna grab probably a couple handfuls, and we're gonna be on our way. Because there are rocks, I'm not gonna dig my knife down in there. And normally, the bigger that these little bundles are, the bigger the bulbs will be at the bottom. So this is my way of doing it. Just wiggle it.
What's that?
I said this is my way of doing it. Just wiggle it back and forth. Look at that. That right there is gonna be some good stuff. As a matter of fact, I'll show you this just because it's here. A little bit of wood sorrel right here. I mean, it's tiny. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. All right, guys, Bear said he found some chickweed over here. Let's see if we can
right here
identify it.
Chickweed. There's a little bit more right here. Can't see it anymore. I kind of dug it around. Here's some more over here. Here's a little patch of it right here. But the leaves are, if I can find a good patch around here somewhere that has opposite, and you can show you the leaves are opposite of each other, so there's going to be two. Here, I'll use a stick right here. There's going to be two on opposite sides going out this way, and then the next two are going to be alternating the opposite direction. So it's just going to keep going back and forth.
Almost like a spiral, kind of. Every other set is on the same side.
Yeah.
I see.
But they're small. They taste good, but like you hear everybody else say, don't eat something unless you can identify it for sure.
I agree. So we're gonna get to collecting this. It's definitely no fun without a machete. There we go. All right, so what we're doing, guys, is we're gonna try to get some water out of here. As long as no milky sap comes out of these vines.
It's not. It's like clear, man.
Yeah. Because I've seen,
coming out really clear.
I've read up some stuff on this, and let's turn this on the better mode here. That stuff is just pouring out of there. You cut up higher and then lower. And I've already put a little stab in it right here just to see if anything came out. So we're gonna cut this open.
You can see how much water pours out of this thing.
If any. Yep.
Zoom in on how much water is coming out of this thing. It's a pretty good amount.
And this here, the higher end isn't dripping at all, because it's the same concept as holding your finger on a straw at the top of the straw. No water's going to come out of there because there's a vacuum.
You cut off another chunk there.
So I mean, I'm going to go ahead and cut off another piece here. And I mean, I've already got about 1/4 of a cup inside of me from doing this. So let me cut off a little bit lower, get this cactus out of the way, because I don't want to step on that thing. So look at it, it's just pouring out of there. That's pretty impressive. I've seen this done in you know, tons of survival videos and survival reality TV shows, but they always seem to be in Venezuela or, you know, something far away from central Texas.
And if you want to carry it with you, you just tie it up. And it's like a canteen.
Yeah, but I've never really seen this in Texas before. Never really tried it either. So
that's pretty clear water, man. I'm surprised.
So right here in this little area that we were in, we've got wild onions, we've got cactus, we've got these vines here. produce water.
Grapevines.
Grapevines that just come straight water, comes straight out of them. And between the wild onions, the cactus, and the water, I mean, it's not living large, but there's a lot of nutrients in the onions, and there's a good amount of flesh on the cactus, and you got yourself some clean, you know, filtered through the vines, naturally filtered water, and you can't get much better than that. So that was kind of cool. It's first time for me, first time for Bear. Hopefully it'll be first time for you. So we're gonna get our barefoot butts out of here and get back to camp and hang out and chat and all that other stuff. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, so I'm gonna do a handheld this time. The tripod's taken. So I just want to let you know what's been going on so far. We've gotten the wild onions. I set up my sleep tonight, where I'm going to be sleeping. Bear's going to be making a tripod for I'm assuming for the dinner tonight, or would that be for water as well?
No, that'd be for cooking. For
cooking tonight. And other than that, we've processed some firewood. Got a good amount. We got some over there too. So anyway, I just wanted to keep you up to date on what was going on. It's probably 5:45, 5:30 maybe. Probably, yeah.
Hit the home button and then you find out what time it is exactly.
It is 5:58, so I was close. But anyway, almost 6 o'clock. I've got my stuff set up. Once he gets done with that tripod, we'll probably be setting up where he'll be at tonight, I'm assuming. And then we'll start making some jambalaya. We got a little potluck going. I brought some stuff, he brought some stuff. He brought most of the stuff for the dinner tonight, and I brought the stuff for in the morning. Tonight we'll be having, you're gonna have to refresh my memory on what kind of sausage that was.
It's andouille sausage.
Andouille sausage. He's got some jambalaya mix. I brought some beans. And I'm gonna make some bannock as well. What else do we have? Asparagus, wild onions. That'll be tonight. I got some hot chocolate too, and some coffee for the morning. And also for the morning, we'll be having eggs, bacon. Trying to probably blueberry muffins. What else? Coffee. Coffee and or hot chocolate. Hopefully we sleep good tonight. It's only supposed to be in the upper 30s, so it's at around 38 at the lowest. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit colder here, just because we're surrounded. This is going to be a cold sink, and plus we're right next to the water. But I'm not expecting it to be much lower than 35, if that. So anyway, that's it. Bear's probably going to shoot some more video, and I'll get back to you. We're going to have a cool discussion tonight. Actually, I might as well bring that up. We're going to have a pretty cool discussion tonight. It's going to be a kind of, I guess, a one-on-one interview between us both, just talking about how we got started. So, what was like the first moment that you realized that you wanted to do this? Did you wanted to go out in the woods and?
I've always been into camping. I've been camping since I was a little kid, but I didn't really get into it like I am now until I was actually looking for information on blacksmithing, and I came across this guy's post on YouTube talking about this knife that he had made. It was a kukri style knife for a contest that Dave Canterbury had set up for knife makers to make a knife and submit it to him for acceptance as the Pathfinder knife. So this guy had entered the contest, and he linked the knife, or he put a link on his page for Dave's page So I went to Dave's page and found a post, or started watching his post, and I got into his stuff, and that was really shortly after he started doing his thing on the on YouTube. So he wasn't even on there for 6 months when I started watching his videos. So I started following that and got more and more into it as it went along.
So, do you think, 'cause you were in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
Do you think any of that helped you? I mean, did they train you for any of the things that you kind of do now? I mean,
The Navy didn't, but my uncle, who was prior military, he's actually an ex-SEAL. At least that's what I've been told. He did stuff like that, and then like I said, I've always been into camping and stuff, so I've always watched and tried learning how they do stuff in movies and try to figure out how to do all that stuff.
what's funny is, like, I've always liked to camp, but for a long period of time, mainly pretty much my entire high school years, and I didn't camp only because my friends didn't camp, and it would just never really crossed my mind. We had gone out maybe a few times. As a matter of fact, right up on the other side of that the bridge over there, we used to camp out over there every once in a while, and it was fun and stuff. But I didn't even know bushcraft or survivalism or wilderness self-reliance even existed up until, I would say, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And then, to be honest, what started it was watching Survivor Man. I watched Survivor Man. Les Stroud did a bow drill, and I was like, "Whoa, that's kind of cool. I wonder how they actually do that." One day I was bored, didn't have a job at the time. Looked up bow drill on YouTube. First site I came to was Dave Canterbury's, and it kind of bloomed from there, really.
Which is kind of funny, because that's how we met too.
Yeah, it was on the, because I was watching a lot of Dave's. I mean, I probably watched every video he had made.
Yeah, same here.
And then he made a Facebook page.
Yep.
And I had a Facebook page, so I mean, the first thing you're gonna do is like his Facebook page. That's what I did, and I think I may have said, "Hey, is anybody else from Texas?" or something similar to that. And it seems like you were like the only person that may have caught that post and answered back. But
yeah, it was actually, I had posted, because his original Facebook page had this little section where you could go and post like topics, almost like a forum.
It was a discussions page.
And one of the pages that he had set up there was to post where you lived at. And I posted on there, and then I cycled back through and looked at all the people that were from Texas, and I added them as my friends on Facebook.
Yeah. And it's cool, because
and then sent him a message saying, "Hey, I'm in Texas too. I like Dave's page." So.
And then, I mean, after that, we didn't really talk on Facebook, really. Facebook wasn't like a communicative source for people. You know, people that didn't know each other. I just wanted to show you guys the bannock cooking. This is how I do it. It's just a little bit of olive oil and vegetable oil mixed, just to cut it down a little bit. Just in a regular old mess kit. So we kind of met on there, and that was in the beginning stages of me actually starting to go out. But so I would go out every once in a while, and honestly didn't know what the heck I was doing. Started doing more research, and like the thing that kind of got me most was wild edibles. That's kind of what drew me in the most. And I was looking for wild edibles, like Texas edibles, and there was a few pages out there, and I was mainly looking for forums to talk to. Specific. I mean, there was Bushcraft USA, which is an awesome forum. I mean, they have a lot of information, and they have the Bush class, which is pretty cool.
Which I still hit to figure out.
Yeah.
Every time I try to get on there, it's like a maze to try and find that page.
But there wasn't like there's like subcategories for people in Texas, but there wasn't something for Texas. It was all like general.
Yeah.
And so I started searching the interwebs, looking for something Texas based, and didn't find anything. And now it kind of bloomed from there. I was like, hey, I wonder if you can make a free forum. Found Forum Motion. Literally 2 days later, I have a forum, and I posted it on Dave's page. Bear said something on there. He was literally the second person, other than myself and my buddy Jeremy, who actually he doesn't even practice Bushcraft.
He was the one doing your videos at the beginning.
Yeah, he was helping me do videos, but he's a good friend of mine, so he was supporting me. So it was me, Jeremy, Bear, and then it kind of slowly would pick up 1 or 2 members a month. Then I made a YouTube video, and that YouTube video was really, it wasn't done very well, but I wanted to get my name out there. I wanted to show other Texans that there's something out there. So anyway, it was my 10-piece kit video. I got a lot of dislikes on that video. It makes sense. It was my first video. I didn't know what I was doing. I was still new to all this.
It's just like how you said that. You got a lot of dislikes in that video.
But and then it started getting bigger from there. And then the spring gathering came. And honestly, the spring gathering was such a success. It was so amazing because we had 22 people show up, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people stayed the night, which is awesome. And everybody got t-shirt. There was giveaways. It was
t-shirt I'm wearing.
T-shirt, awesome t-shirt that I printed. But there was that, and it kind of started exploding from there. I mean, granted, we're not like into the hundreds of thousands of subscribers or even forum members, but that doesn't matter. It's the fact that I'm getting information out there, and one day the goal will be to have our own website forum to where we can have Texas-made, Texas-specific gear, items, pretty much all that. And it'll be a plethora of Texas knowledge, hopefully.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get a hold of those blacksmiths, the bladesmiths, to see if we can't get a set made for that, so we can.
I'm using all of them. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and go over what our food's going to be tonight. This is my head lamp, so it's going to be kind of hard to videotape both. So we got some asparagus over here with, is that olive oil, right?
Yeah, olive oil and garlic.
Those are
wild
onions, asparagus with some olive oil and garlic on there, seasoning. We got ourselves some bannock cooking up right here. Actually, that one's good. Don't want to cook it too much. We got there we go. We got ourselves some beans, just warming up on the fire, and the main entree, which is going to be our jambalaya with the sausage that I can never remember the name of.
Andouille.
On something or another douille. So I've got one more piece of bannock here, frying up. The thinner they are, the easier they cook, by the way. I made that first one a little thick, so it's kind of doughy in the center, so I just split it in half and cooked the rest of it. So, I guess that's probably going to be it for the night. We might talk a little bit more, put that on camera, we'll see. But, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this feast and relax a little bit. So, I'll either see you in the morning, or you'll hear more from us in a little bit. Alright guys, so it's the morning time. I'm not sure. Probably around 8:30.
Yes.
Is it?
Ridiculous, man.
It's around
Like
8.
a clock.
It's like 8:30. Slipped down here. Bear slipped in his setup. Let's go ahead and show you that with this ridiculously long spread. Jeez, mine. I don't know if I could.
It's like 30 feet, 35.
Probably. You know, bug net, his handmade hammock, and what kind of tarp is that?
It's the hex fly.
Hex fly. And he slipped in a couple layers, and what are those, woobies?
Woobies.
2 military woobies? Woobies, right?
Military woobies.
2 military woobies tied together, kind of like a sleeping bag. And he slept warm all night. I slept pretty warm all night too. The only thing that was cold was my feet. So I woke up maybe 3 times. Had to go to the restroom once. But got the fire started this morning. Gonna enjoy a nice breakfast and hang out a little bit. Maybe shoot a couple more videos, and we'll be out of here. So I'll get back to you with the next part. Just cooking up breakfast. Right now we got some bacon on there. I've already made a little bit here. We're gonna be having some eggs. That's just a 12 egg carrier that I cut in half. Chocolate or hot chocolate. In here, some water boiling will be amaranth, and in there is some delicious sausage. It's green. Here, check this stuff out.
Delicious sausage that's green.
Look at that. I don't know how well you can see it, but yeah, it's gonna be some good stuff. And then we're gonna try to get some blueberry muffins. See how that works out. Anyway, I just wanted to keep you up to date. I'm gonna get back to cooking and smoothing it.
Alright guys, so just a quick update on what's going on. Jesse is currently making scrambled eggs with a stick.
Difficult.
And why are you doing this?
God made sticks. Also because it keeps sticking on the side, so I'm using the stick on the side to keep it from sticking on the side. That makes sense.
Jesse thinks he's a comedian.
Thanks.
Yeah, there are eggs.
Just to let you guys know, it is difficult to cook 6 eggs at once on coals in a mess kit with a stick and not have it stick.
The level of difficulty is master. And Jesse has not gotten to that level yet, apparently. He's still working on it.
Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section if you've actually cooked 6 eggs or any amount of eggs on a mess kit on coals.
With a stick.
After cooking bacon.
Alright guys, I'm going to stop this for now and get back with you in a little while whenever some more of the food's done. Here's what we got so far. Scrambled eggs, spinach, chicken, and feta sausage. There's our egg pot there. Or no, it's the sausage pot. The egg pot's over there. He's eating in of it.
Don't mind the mess. We're cleaning it up as I speak.
Alright, and I got some more bacon there. Sweet. And I got some char cloth going on there, plus waiting for the water to boil still, because our coals are kind of crappy. So, get back to you in a little bit, show you what's going on. Later.
There's a trail right here. This is kind of the edge of the island. It's a game trail. You can kind of see it. Go up. Right about there. Curves around. There's a lot of deer that come up here. There's a lot of deer that come up here because the grass is so green out there. So they'll come up here and eat. Especially right now because pretty much everything else is dead. So they'll come up here and eat a lot of the grass. And I know there's rabbits up here. I've seen them. Here, let me get a picture of this guy. Some and I'll show you some and we'll cook some tonight. You gotta jump, it's the only way.
It's the only way. What is it?
Yep.
Bear Grylls?
Here we have a treacherous ravine. Luckily I took my vitamins.
Your vitamins?
What is it called? Not a crevice. Oh.
Crevasse.
What? Crevasse?
Glacier and a crevasse.